Good morning guys, Kashi HD here with another video on Oceans and Empires, and today we're going to be talking about skill points. It's something that a couple of you guys have asked me about for quite a period of time, and something that I don't pay nearly enough attention to. So we're going to go through this today. This is my baby Kashi account, so I'm not extremely active on this account. It's more just log on, do my dailies and then bugger off. So I've got a slightly lower Lord level, which is going to be great for explaining why you want to do the points in this way. So first off, let's just scan through what I've got. Chucked some points on Musketeer there, Siege. And then you'll see down here, this is what I normally do, is like focus my Musketeer attack, but then I want my Spearman defense and health up. There's a few different ways to like kind of do this, but the best way, certainly when your Lord is only like in level 30 plus, is just to focus on one type of troop, and the best way to do that is to focus on the swordsman. So we're going to reset these skills, because what you find is where I'm focusing on 2 there, I'm wasting 10 points on Musketeer and then shooting down the Spearman side. And what you want to do is try and hit as many of these special single nodes, because what you get in there, like that one for example, increased troop attack by 10%, and it's only costing 1 skill point, whereas over here I'm getting 1 troop getting buffed, and it's only 1% per point, so you get a lot more value. So we're going to reset those skills to 1000 gold, and that gives us 137 points to play with. Now we're going to focus on swordsmen purely because they're the most balanced troop, so we're going to get good attack with good defense, whereas if we focus on musketeers, which have got excellent attack, don't get me wrong, and of course you get the advantage with musketeers that they get 3 shots before the other team attack. The disadvantage is they die really freaking easy if you haven't got somebody in front of them to take the hit. Hence is why I have a lot of spearmen and do up my spearman defense and HP as well. But you can see like we're shooting straight down here, nice and quick, getting the special node. Now we've got swordsman attack speed, and to start with guys, you're literally just gonna do the minimum to open up the next sort of nodes. Now we've got Dominion, Siege, Conquest or Defender. Now this is where you might want to have a second tab, and don't forget, if you hit the padlock at the top, you can activate a new set of Lord skills for another 3000 gold. And the idea behind that guys is you can have one set that's focused on attacking other people, so you do up all of your siege. And then you could have another tab for defense if you're going to be trapping enemy alliances. Now I'm going to focus on siege, just purely because this is a sort of like a farm account of mine. So at least if I've got the siege buffs, I'm going to take less injuries when I'm farming the Empire or attacking other players, whereas I'm very, very unlikely to try and trap players on this account. So again, we've got the single node there. Dominion Siege troop attack. Remember, we want to focus on swordsman, and then I'm also focusing on siege to get the most out of my points. And we're heading down as quickly as we can, or as directly as we can, so that we can get down as far as possible with our points. And the reason for that is just to pick up more of the special nodes. Remember, this is 10 points used up to get 10% buff. and then on the special node you're only using 1 point to get the same 10% buff, and that applies to all 3 troops, not just a swordsman. Now spearman attack speed, swordsman attack speed, there we go. Again, troop defense 1 skill point and I get a 10% buff. And then we want to go down the siege line again. Troop HP. Dominion siege. And there we go. Once you get to this point, this is where you want to aim to get to, because now we can't go any lower until we hit Lord level 47. So now what we can do is we can go back and fill in the remaining points in order of what's going to be best. Now the way you figure that out, guys, is literally just judge what you get for your point. So here I've got my swordsman buffs, but that is going to buff my swordsman by 1% for 1 skill. Whereas if we go right up to the top, this is going to buff all of my troops by 1% for 1 point. So I would advise then going back up, filling in these top 3. And then if we go down, you've got survival rates, very important, especially if you're going to be trying to kill bosses. You definitely want to reduce your injured troops as much as possible. Captured prisoners. So let's do that. And like I said, this account I've only got a Lord level of 31. But the beauty of this system is I've done the basic outline of what I want. So now every time I level up and I get 2 or 3 points, I know where I'm going to stick them. Whereas, like, if you're anything like me, guys, I tend to just forget what I'm doing. And I'll stick them somewhere and they go, oh, I shouldn't really have stuck them there. That wasn't what I was planning to do originally. So that, guys, is the best way to set up for your troops. Unless you're like max player level and you've got points to spare, you want to be making the most of them as you possibly can. So just scan through these again for you guys just to see what I've done. And that then is where you stop. Okay, so we focused on swordsman with our skills, which then means that when we come over to our research, and you'll see like my playstyle has been completely different, and you'll tell that. And all we're going to do then is max out our sword research here. We can then skip past the musketeer, skip past the spearman, saving loads of time and resources, then max out the next set of swords research for our espada. Again, skip the musketeers, skip the spearman, then the champion research, and then once you hit the high enough level, you skip down, and swordmaster, and that's all you need to do, guys. All the other research is just filler. If you're going to have a couple of spearmen in your castle or musketeers in the background, then you could upgrade those and do the research for those afterwards. So there you have it, guys. That is how to set up your skill tree to make the most out of your skill points. If you found that helpful, then brilliant. If not, if you have any further questions, guys, just leave them in the comments down below. And until the next video, happy hunting.